Hello and welcome to Nanapod, a podcast dedicated to the fantastic manga written by A. Yazawa. I'm Crystal, and I'm joined by my best girl Kirsten as we dissect this manga, discussing everything from the emotions, the cultural impact, as well as any headcanons that might be floating around in our brains. With this podcast, we hope to preserve a shoujo staple that sadly hasn't been talked about in a very long time. So come with us. We're waiting for you in apartment 707.
Okie dokie. Let me open this and then we can begin.
Yay! So we're still in volume 6, and this is chapter 19.
Let me get this a load. Yeah, we're in. So to recap,
Mm-hmm.
Hatchi and Takumi, they did a thing,
Mm-hmm.
and so Nana ran away, and then called the Yasu to save her,
Yes.
and of course Yasu showed up and saved her, but was concerned that she was actually in danger,
Yes.
and she wasn't.
She wasn't.
She just forgot her wallet.
She did. She ran out of the house.
But I think that she really did want, like, somebody to talk to.
Yes. Yeah, I think she did too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you want to start? Do you want me to start?
Oh, I think I can start. 'Cause
Okay.
I think I know where the scene change is. So we've got a picture of Takumi's cigarette box, which in mine says, Panther on it. And and Hachi's cell phone, I think. And we got think boxes. And it says, that night, I waited and waited for Nana to answer my email. I got more and more worried as the night wore on. After midnight, I couldn't take it anymore and grabbed my cell phone. Right then, my phone beeped with an incoming email. And then we have the picture of the very old phone. And it says, I'm crashing at Ren's tonight. I'll get your love life report in detail tomorrow, so don't worry and go to bed, Hachiko. Heart. And now it's like all dark. It's all
So I
dark.
found
with
out.
Words.
Side note,
Yeah.
it's a French brand of cigarettes.
Oh, of course it is.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Now, it means a slur.
It does? What?
Yeah.
Like the name of the cigarettes does?
Yeah. It's
Um
so it's like French, right? But when I put it into translate, it says that it's Catalan.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to put French in. I'm like, excuse me. Yep, nope, still a slur.
Oh, is
The G word for traveling aroma people.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Yep. And that's the actual brand of cigarettes that are sold in Japan.
Okay. Well, we're just gonna call it Panther.
We're gonna call them Panther cigarettes. Yep.
Yes.
That's decided. Moving on.
That's that's better than the other thing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's all dark and stuff, and there's talking. And it says, well, I'm really half Japanese. My father was American, but he got sick and died when I was 6. I don't publicize that I'm half Japanese, because then people would expect me to be beautiful and have a great singing voice. So the agency said to keep it secret and impress the public by letting them think I'm the same as they are. And when they have a flick of a lighter. And we see that it's Rira who is talking, and Shin
It's a fancy
is
lighter.
next to her. Yeah, it's the big old fancy lighter. It's that super cool.
Vivian Westwood lighter.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, as long as I can sing, I don't care either way. And they are in bed together, and she's still talking.
Because all that money.
Yeah, all that. Oh, so
All
much
that
money.
money.
So much
Because she
money.
believed him.
She did. And she said, everyone tells me how to act. Like, don't say, sorry, like, don't do or say things that would ruin my image. But there's no image to ruin. I'm just me. It's hard to be human. And I'm like, that's the truest statement
Mm-hmm.
anyone has spoken in this manga so far.
Yep. Mine says
And
being a human is tiring, which is also true.
which is
They're
also
both true.
true. And then, do you want me to keep going through the band practice bit, or do you want me to take it
I do
over
band
to?
practice.
Okay. So now we have think boxes, and it's Hachi's head, and she says the next day it rained like crazy. The supermarket I worked at seemed deserted. The Peking raviolis didn't sell, and they made my hair and clothes reek. I thought I was gonna lose it. Is that what she's making in yours? Peking raviolis?
Mine says the next day it started raining like crazy, starting from the morning. In the supermarket where I went to work, there was barely a customer. My clothes and hair got the smell of Chinese noodles that I was cooking. Impossible to work with enthusiasm.
Oh, I think I
So,
like
like,
that better.
yeah.
And I'm like, Peking ravioli?
What?
I don't know.
I gotta look it
But
up.
it's, yeah, it's Peking and then
Yeah.
ravioli.
They're just dumplings.
Oh, okay. Why does she call them raviolis?
It is a thing.
Oh, okay.
But it's a thing here. So like that's the English.
Oh, okay. Because I'm over here like she's making Italian food over there.
Yeah. So okay, back in 1958, when Joyce Chen, a celebrity chef and star of Joyce Chen Cooks on PBS, opened her first restaurant in Cambridge, Massachusetts, she decided to call her dumplings Peking ravioli to appeal to a large Italian clientele. Her son, Stephen
Mm.
Chen, called WBUR's Magna something, uh, Chaki Barati, um, and the name stuck.
Okay.
Mm,
Okay. Makes sense.
just an American thing.
Oh, yeah.
It's a creative decision made by Viz Media.
That's facts.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're at band practice, and there's some shoes, and there's a lot of just unlit matches on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And Shin, and he's saying he's talking to Nobu, and he's like, "You did kind of half-assed. You you did it kind of half-assed, Nobu." And Nobu says, "Shut up, Shin." And he's like, no matter how dense Hachi is, she might realize you love her, but she doesn't really get it because you didn't give her the full scoop. And Nobu just kind of looks over at him with a sweat drop, but he's like, but I don't want to scare her off. And Shin says, damn, it won't light. Just tosses the matches aside. And he's like, maybe it got wet in the rain. He's like, do you have a light? And Nobu's like, no, I don't smoke. What happened to that big lighter of yours? The one you hang from your neck so you don't lose it?
He did not call her dense.
Oh, he did not? Okay,
No,
that's good.
he said, but maybe Hachi still understood your feelings. She must have been really embarrassed that you only made her understand halfway, don't you think?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Which is true.
Yeah,
Because she was all like embarrassed. She was like blushing.
exactly.
So Shin's like, he doesn't know where his lighter is. So he's like, I don't know. It sucks. I was so into it, and it's vintage and rare. And Nobu says, it's karma. You've angered the demon lord. There he goes. He invoked the demon lord's name.
It's been a while.
Yeah, but he looks sad. And he says, yeah, probably. And Nobu's like, huh? And then there's a creak, and the door opens, and Nobu says, hey, and it's Yasu. So,
Yasu.
Yasu. He's like, Yasu. And Yasu's immediately like, where's Nana? And it was like, not here yet. So what happened with the record company? And now Shin is listening. Yasu's not explaining. He's just like, wait till Nana gets here. And Nobu's like, don't leave me hanging. And Shin's like, what are you talking about? And Yasu says, Shin, I couldn't reach you last night. I was really worried. So it's good to see you alive. Good lord. Nobu says, you were getting some. Slow down, hot pants. How old are you? Does he call him hot pants in yours?
Oh, he says, you were with a girl. When will you finally stop? How old are you? And Shin goes, it's my job.
Well, that's good because in mine he just says, I do what I have to. So,
No, he just says, it's my job. And then
which is
Nobu's
true.
like, don't call that a job. Do you want to go to jail?
Mm,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. He doesn't say that in mine. He's just like, don't say that. It sounds so bad. Which, the jail is
I
more
mean,
accurate.
it's super legal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But Nana's here because she slams the door open and she's like, Yasu. She's yelling. So, how'd it go with the record company?
I call it a disc company in mine.
Oh, a disc company. Well,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Disc company.
Disc company. I mean, that was a thing, but that kind of makes it sound like they sell floppy disks.
Mm-hmm. Just CDs and only CDs forever.
Yes, because digital streaming is not a thing yet.
I don't know. You can pirate at this time.
True. I mean, you could pirate.
Yep. You can pirate MP3s. Yep.
True. It's got
Trust
some
me,
of
that's
the.
how I was reading this.
Mm-hmm. But now Shin is all just like, he's like, what's everyone talking about? Tell me too. He's super cute. He's yelling and he's super adorable.
He's all chibied.
Mm-hmm. So cute.
Mm-hmm.
Aw. And that's a scene change.
Yeah, and there's a drip. There's a
There's a
drip.
drip.
I'm assuming because it's raining, right?
Yeah.
So now we have Hachi. We're at the apartment, and she yells, "Hired!" because she's blow drying her hair. And then Nana is standing in the doorway, and there's all shiny sparkles, and it says "shine, shine, shine." And Hachi's just in shock, mouth gaping open, and now she freaks out. Freaks out, running around. She's like, "Wait, hold on a bit. Let's calm down. We have to calm down, Nana." As she's running around the room with her hairbrush in her
she's
like robe.
she's just trying to convince herself to calm
I
down.
know, yeah. It's an inner dialogue, right? But she's, who knows what Nana she's talking to? Herself, the other one. We don't really know.
Right.
And so Nana's like, you're the one who has to calm down. And she's got a little sweatbead and she's like glaring at her, like scowling. And so Hachi sits on the bed and is like, all right, calm down. And tell me everything in order to see. And so Nana's like, to see?
Right? Like to see what? Like you're gonna get excited again?
What? Like, she's got to visualize it in her head, okay? Like,
Right.
you got to see it in her mind's eye to believe that it's true.
True.
And so now it's all like the background's all starry, and like it's that moment in like an anime where it just kind of pans and the character gets sparkly to give like their fabulous monologue.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so Nana's like, well, just like that, we sent a pack demo cassette and last time's concert video to a maximum of disc companies.
Oh goodness. So they sent it to a lot of companies.
They said demo cassette
Mm-hmm.
and VHS tapes of the concert
Oh my goodness.
to a maximum of disc companies. And so Hachi's like, yes, like staring very intently, like very intently.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. And one of them liked it and contacted us. And Hachi's like, yes, yes. And Nana's like, it's Gaia music. So then Hachi, she yells, what? But it's super famous. Even I know about it.
Me, the country bumpkin who doesn't know anything.
I know nothing and I know this. And so Nana is still sparkly. She's like, yeah, it's the most important disc company. are the disc company part of it. I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
Right.
So Hatchi grabs her hand and she's yelling, "You'll be able to play a pro." Okay, yes, we know. This is the goal, I thought. Calm
It
down.
is. She can't. Too
And so
excited.
now she's exasperated and she's leaning into Nana, using her to hold herself up.
She's wearing herself out. So excited.
She's so excited. She's a puppy.
Uh-huh.
And so Nana's like, "No, we're not there yet." And Hachi's like, "Oh, no? What a disappointment. I have the impression that that's not really being hired." Yeah, but it is. It's like a
It,
trial. You need a
yeah.
contract.
Yeah.
And so Nana goes on to say, "Yasu met with someone from Gaia today. That person says that he'll come to see our next concert." So then there's like a little ting in Hachi's head.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm not mistaken, if he likes it, we can start talking solid terms. So Hachi's like, "All right. In that case, you've got it. Since Blast is always awesome during concerts."
Yeah.
And Nana's like, "Aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
It's already won. A great victory." And then Hachi like does her classic like little beamy smile. And then Nana does her like classic little gaze and smile over at Hachi. You know,
Yeah, because
pretty
Hachi's
classic. Yeah.
Hachi's best fan, and she believes in her so much. It's so
He
great.
believes in her so much.
It's best
Mm-hmm.
friend.
Oh, she's just like the best. I don't know. Like Hachi's just so good at like hyping everybody up. So like,
Yeah.
she's their Madonna. She's their
Mm-hmm.
Mother Mary
She's their Mother Mary with the
with
sun
the
in
sun,
her.
with puppy ears and a dog tail.
Oh, that's cute. I need
Yeah,
it. I need it. Oh,
that's
that's
why it
right.
needs to be on a votive.
Yeah, I was like, we were gonna do the thing with the candles.
Yeah, it needs to be on a votive and per candle.
Yes.
So Hachi is like, "I have to tell Masato too." Hachi, I'm sure Nana already told her, but you know. So she's like, "When's your next concert?" "At the end of the month, right?" Beep, 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 beep.
Mm-hmm.
And Nana's like, "The 28th. During today's practice, everyone was playing at 100%. And Nobu's guitar strings, that wouldn't stop playing. It was crazy. That callow youth." She
Interesting.
called him a callow youth.
Callow youth in mind, she says his strings kept breaking, and I'm like, oh dear.
Oh.
Oh no.
Mine says Nobu's strings wouldn't stop playing.
I know, that's why I'm like, so he just wouldn't stop playing?
He was playing too hard. He was playing hard.
He's playing too hard.
Then she calls him callow. It's like, which is it?
I don't know.
Uh,
No.
and then Hachi, in her head, "I swear that one day I'll surpass him." She's having that memory of Nobu. And then
Mm-hmm.
where he says Takumi.
Mm-hmm.
This is the rivals.
Yes.
Yeah, Takumi the war poodle and Nobu
Poodle.
the golden retriever.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
It's true though.
Arch nemesis.
Arch nemesis is for life. They're
Mm.
gonna
Well, I mean, at least for a few more months.
at least.
Oh, and so from that memory, though, like Hachi blushes and she's got all the dots above her head.
Mm-hmm.
And Nana says, "You should come to see us after your job." And Nana's like, or Hachi is like, "Tell me, Nana. Yesterday? Oh no. The day before? Huh?"
She's
She's
lost in
trying.
Yazawa time.
She's lost in. Yeah, she's lost in Yazawa time. The Yazawa verse is expanding.
Mm-hmm.
It's because she broke the fourth wall last chapter.
Oh, right.
She messed with the space time Yazawa continuum.
They can't do that.
It's
That's how we
inappropriate.
right. We've already got one time rift, and then she broke a fourth wall. So
Right? It's like, what are you doing? Leave the dimensional space alone.
I can't. I am the demon lord priestess.
Mm-hmm. And so she says, "Well, The day of Trapness Last concert, Takumi came to see me in the middle of the night. And Nana's like, yeah, I know. In fact, I saw you two in Heart, the middle of
Mm-hmm.
being lovey-dovey. I wanted to talk to you, but you didn't even hear me. And Hachi's like, that's what I thought. Sorry. And Nana's like, why? And Hachi is like, since it already isn't really active usually. At that moment, my brain wasn't functioning. Oh, at the moment, my brain wasn't functioning anymore since it already isn't really active usually. Honey, that is a lie. Why are you lying to yourself? We live in your
Oh,
brain. We
yeah,
live there. We know better.
it's true.
And she's
Wasn't
like,
active.
right? I'm just like, what? It's usually not active. What about the entire like multi-dimension you've been creating for 20 chapters?
Right? Oh, I don't know.
Right? Mm. She says,
Really.
but it doesn't surprise you since I didn't even tell you anything. And Nana's like, I admit that I was surprised, but you don't have to apologize. You know, I thought that if Takumi was here, their party must have been over, and I was convinced that you had went to Ren's. But then I told myself that maybe you had gone out to leave us alone, so I started worrying. And Nana says, of course not. It's just that I got a mail from Ren, so I went to answer. It doesn't look like it, but he loves to be coddled. Lies! Nana.
Lies.
Lies, Nana.
Lies. Well, even her face is kind of like,
Oh, yeah.
making it up, making it up.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So Hachi's like, okay, all right. But you asked Ren not to come over anymore because you didn't want me to worry anymore. So I'll be more careful from now on. And Nana says, no, don't worry about that. To be honest, I think I'll stay at Ren's place for some time. And Hachi's like, Nana's like, want a beer? Yes, but how come? Only during Trapness 2 weeks holiday, Nana says. Because apparently it's already rare that he has so much free time. So I'd like to be with him. And now Hachi looks sad and she takes the beer and she's thinking in her head, all right, I understand. It's normal that she'd want to be with Ren. And Nana says, during that time, don't deprive yourself. Invite Takumi over every day if you wanna. And Hachi says, he wouldn't come every day. He told me that even during holidays, he always had tons of things to do. Maybe it was a lie in the end, and I believed him again. I'm really too stupid.
Mm.
And so Nana like just has a blank thought. And she's like, no, it must be true. Since he's always so busy, he must end up with a lot of work to do, even during days off. Ren said those kinds of things too. And so now Hachi smiles, just a little though, like relief.
Mhm.
Says, phew.
Yeah.
And Nana says, of course, it'll be okay. He'll come back here really soon. I didn't think you'd encourage me like that, Nana. And Nana looks over, like side-eyes her. And
Mhm.
Hachi's looking down at her little beer top tab. Still kind of like, I don't know, morose.
A little. Yeah.
Little. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, melancholic.
Melancholic. I mean, she does kind of say it a little bit later, so I guess it's a little bit of a spoiler, but she didn't want anyone to know about this.
I know, well, because she doesn't want to be seen as a loose lady. And she's like,
Mm.
that's why I couldn't tell you. Sorry, to Nana.
Mm.
And Nana's like, why? And she's like, I thought you'd laugh at me. Nana's like, laugh at you? And she's like, yes. Having a relationship with a musician I'm a fan of, it's rather ridiculous, right? I find that ridiculous. Nana's like, what are you talking about? I agree that Takumi is a successful musician, actually, but you didn't fall for him because of that, right? And Hachi looks up at her and then looks down again. She's like, not because of that.
Mm-hmm.
She says yes out loud. And now she's worried in her head, has a visual of Cucumber Takumi, and she's like, I wonder. I never thought of him as someone else. To me, Takumi remains Trap Nest guitarist. Can't. Oh
No.
my god, what do you mean?
Well, in mine, she says that Takumi is inseparable from Trap Nest, and I'm like, oh, okay, so he's not a real person still. Not a
Well,
real
in inseparable means that he is his own person and this thing, and they go together,
person.
exclusively together, right?
Mm.
But in mine, she says, I never thought of him as someone else, just the guitarist, essentially.
Yeah, he's
And
just the
only that, not
guitarist.
me, just the guitar. And she continues to think in her head, and if I'm asked what I think of him as a man, I find him rather unstable.
Oh, jeez. That's very accurate.
Ooh. And so now she has a long thought bubble in her head. She's like, and Nana says, anyway, to me, it's clear that I hate those kinds of girls. Uh-oh. And so
Mm.
now Nana is like super worried. Hachi's worried. Like she's got worried eyes. Worried eyes. Nana says, I
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't make fun of you, especially since I've seen you cry in his arms. Yeah, Hachi.
Yeah.
Why are you crying in Takumi's arms?
I don't know.
You
Well, I
think he's
mean, we know.
unstable.
He's
She thinks he's
unstable.
unstable. Since we know what you really think.
Yeah. I mean,
I mean, it's just a cucumber. So his
just a cucumber.
eyes get wide and then kind of look forlorn. And she's like, I think that even Takumi seeing you cry for him must have felt sincere love for you. If he didn't have any feelings, he'd have let you down because your tears would make him worry about complications. So it'll be all right. Be brave.
Hmm.
The people around you who probably worry for you make remarks, especially Yasu. He worries over nothing. He just worries about everybody. It's all about something.
Right.
But sure. And she's like, but don't worry. By the way, Nana, about that. I was like, huh? And Hachi's like, my story with Takumi. What you said and saw. Did you tell anyone? And Nana's like, oh, sorry. I told Yasu and Ren too. I shouldn't have? And Hachi's like, no, Yasu is okay, but Nobu. But then Yasu may have told Nobu. And now Nana's like,
Mm.
I got the little blinky lines above her forehead,
Yeah, like, oh, okay.
right? And Nana's like, no, it's not that. Yasu knows when not to talk. Nobu and Shin found out at Trapnest party. Takumi
Whoops. Whoops.
Ah Takumi the war poodle enters the chat.
He did, and now she has to stop her entire conversation
And they
because
both look at each other and end scene.
and see.
Oh
Oh no. Okay. So what happened in this like pausing moment is Nana is having a flashback to the apartment with Ren, and Ren's explaining what happened at the party. And he's
no.
just like, yeah, yeah. He's like, Takumi said she was wagging her tail like a dog. Blech. Horrible things. Then Nobu freaked out on him, and Nana, understandably, is really mad, and she grabs. They're like in bed, and she's naked, and she grabs him by the collar, not a shirt collar, but his like
His
his
necklace.
his necklace, and she's like, "What the hell? I'll kill Takumi," and he's like, "No, wait, he's not me." Oh no, where was I? Damn it, damn it, Mercury, you're so naughty right now.
That's okay. They were in bed, and Ren is saying, "What's more, if you went to see Hachi after,
Mm-hmm.
it's that there's something."
Yeah. He's like
Mm.
he's afraid of getting seriously involved with women. Shin threw a drink at him, so I thought that would be that, but maybe he really likes her. And Nana's like, she's thinking about this whole exchange. So she's been like silent for like maybe a full minute. And Hachi's kind of like, so what did Takumi say at the after party? And Nana's like, oh, yeah, he told everyone he's going out with you, Heart. And her face is full of lies. Like, just that expression is just like, I gotta make this up.
Oh, mine says I thought that he told everyone. I thought that he told everyone that he was dating you.
Well, not true.
Nope. He
No,
said he said boys will be boys nonsense. That's what he did.
that is what he did.
Mm-hmm.
And
And I would say that Nobu and Shin are pretty progressive.
yes.
Or like
Hmm.
the early 2000s.
Yeah. I don't know. So if you were Nana, would you have told her
I
what
would have told
Takumi
her the
said?
truth.
Oh, okay.
I'd have told her the
Yeah.
truth. I'd have told her the truth.
You'd have been like, he said icky things. It's not
He said
okay.
yucky stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know what I would do in this situation.
He
I
said
would
yucky
like
stuff, but also I would tell her the whole conversation with Ren.
mm,
You know what I mean?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Would really hurt her feelings.
Yeah, but like, if he's a douche,
I know. I know. It's
like,
yeah.
she's hyping him up.
Mm-hmm. But Hachi's all like dot dot dot. And then she's like, Spiral? She's like, going out with me? Yeah, right. I'm sure he just bragged about banging me with that dry delivery of his. This sucks. What do I do now?
She
And
already knew.
she already knew. She did already
She
know.
knew how he was. So like,
Mm-hmm.
why lie to her?
No.
You
I
know?
mean, she didn't want to hurt her feelings.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that that just causes more problems later.
I agree.
You
Nana's
know?
all quiet. Yeah. Mm-hmm. She's like, well, you know him well. Anyways, what about Nobu? Subject change.
Mhm.
What's up with him? And Hachi's all blushy and she's like, well, Nobu came over last night and said he wanted to talk. He said he'd fight Takumi. He was talking tough like that. At first, I didn't really get it, but now. And Nana says, oh, he came to profess his love. And Archie's like, do you really think so? He never said anything directly, but. And Nana says, because he couldn't say it, but everyone can tell he's in love with you. And she's still all blushy. And she's like, but I didn't know, says Hachi. What should I do? I'm so dense. And Nana says, oh, so that's why you didn't go to the studio today. And Hachi's like, yeah. And she says, don't freak out. I mean, what can you do? You're in love with Takumi. And now Hachi's like, she's thinking again, all like worried. And she's thinking about when her and Nobu were on the, like walking back from the corner store with all the beers and stuff, not all that long
Mhm.
ago. And she was having like her cute little crush on him. And,
Mhm.
hmm and she's like, but like love at first sight. She's thinking about what he said. It's like, that's my kind of story, says the Nobu in her head. I like all that stuff too. I'm such a romantic. But minor distractions are enough for me, like Aki from the corner store. And then we have kind of a scene
Scene change.
change. Yeah.
And it says, it's impossible. I can't beat him at anything. I can't compete. Tick, tick, and the lighter lights. And it's Nobu, and he's sitting on his floor like he does, leaning against his bed because he has a tiny Japanese apartment. And it says, "It can't stay that way. I have to beat him at something." And so Shin is obviously sitting there as well because he's not working at the moment. And he's the one lighting the cheap lighter. It was a cheap lighter. Um,
Not the big fancy lighter.
Not his fancy lighter. And so he says, "Since you understood that you should go see Hachi instead of sulking in the corner, and if she never comes to the studio again, it'll be all your fault, Nobu." And so Nobu's got like all the lines going down his face and says, "I have to tell myself that I'll fight to death. It seems like I'm in the middle of a suicide commando." What is suicide commando?
Well, Money says a suicide mission. I think that's what he's on about.
Maybe okay. Well, like when I think of commando, the only time that I ever hear people say commando is when they're not wearing underwear.
Right.
And so I'm like, you're gonna go do the things, go to impossible mission with no underwears on. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really have an opinion on that. You know?
I do. Woo Hachi with your penis, Nobu. That is my takeaway.
But isn't he just a tomato?
Yes.
I
Yes, he
forgot
is.
what vegetable I decided he was because I'm pretty sure that Yasu was the cabbage because there was only one cabbage.
Yeah, I think we
So
decided
the other
all
ones were tomatoes. Yeah.
all the boys are tomatoes. The
Yeah.
boys are all tomatoes.
Yeah. So let's see. And then Shin looks up and he's like, "Suicide Commando." And Nobu bursts up and he's like, "Damn." And then it says height, for example.
Oh, jeez.
If only there was one thing. One, which I could beat that idiot at, but even with Rockins, I'll always be shorter than him. His lifted shoes.
Yeah.
The rocking horse shoes, yeah.
The rocking horse shoes, yeah.
And so Shin is like, "Well, that's one." And so Nobu's like, "What?" And he leads down, like gets in his face almost.
Mm-hmm.
And Shin is like, "Oh, my cell phone." And he looks at it and it just says R.
Mm-hmm.
And we see Nobu's face very perplexed, staring at Shin.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "You're not answering? It's off." And Shin's like, "I'm going out." "Is it a job? What is it about?" And Shin just walking over. He goes and gets his coat. He's not even like answering. And Nobu's like, "Hey, taking others things isn't a good thing, you know," because he's putting on Nobu's coat.
Looks so good
"What's
in it,
more,
though.
that's my job clothes." He's wearing like his waiter jacket. And he looks so cute,
He's so cute. So cute.
right? And Nobu's like, "Shin, wait, answer my question. Answer my question. What can I beat Takumi at?" And Shin goes, "Love."
Aww.
And Nobu, his eyes turn blank. He's blushing, he's sweating, his hand is just reached out, he's completely frozen, and he has all the dots in his brain.
Yes.
And so then Shin checks his phone and it's just the R. And he says, "Hello, this is Shin. Yes, I'm sorry. I was thinking about something. Can you get him now?" And then there's a pig ring. I don't know who has a pig ring.
I think it's Shin.
Does Shin have a pig ring?
He's got a pig ring.
Oh, he does. Okay, there's a ring. You just can't see that it's a pig. And so then
And
he
then-
rings the door. He rings the doorbell, and he's at a door, and he goes a click, a click, a click, a creak, a cling, and then the door opens, and it's his swinging lighter. Scene change.
It's Rira, and she's holding the lighter. Now, this scene, you're gonna have to help me with this.
Okay.
'Cause I've I've never been able to translate it. I've read it a million times and I still don't quite know what's transpiring here.
Okay.
So she's smiling at him, it's all pretty smile, and she's like, I think you meant to leave it here. And he smiles at her and he reaches out to take it and she just right out of his hand
Yeah.
and she's walking back into her apartment and Shin's got like the dot dot dots over his head like what? And she's like, get in here. And she puts it back over her neck and she's walking along and Shin's watching her leave and he says her name, Rira, and she turns around to look at him and she's smiling and he says, you know the rules. And I'm like, what rules? What are you talking
Mine
about?
says first you have to pay.
Oh, I mean, she did give him all that money.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I guess we have another scene change.
Yeah, yeah. It's like his
So
so.
yeah, it's the rules are like she has to pay first.
Mm,
You pay
okay.
before. Yeah.
Okay. I thought there was like
In
some other
advance.
weird rules. Like, you know the rules, don't steal my lighter.
Well, that too, but like, they got an actual thing going on. And then yeah. So yeah, she's gotta pay first.
Okay.
And then we have a foot that goes splash into a bathtub. And Nana is taking a bath and she starts singing. And then it's thought boxes. And she's, I'm assuming, singing this, right? No. Maybe? No. No.
No, I think
Brought
it's
by the Wind, Nana's song gets to our ears. It's the song Nobu made us listen to when he got to Tokyo. It's also the song that I love the most. And then it's them standing at the weird, what is that called? At the river?
it's like a pier, but not really.
It's not a pier, yeah, because like it's like concrete lines.
Yeah, is it? Do they? No, I was
A
like, you could.
barge? No, it's not a barge. I forget.
Yeah,
There's a name for it,
yeah.
and
I'm
I
like, I
can't
don't think you
remember.
can't tie up a boat there. I don't think.
No,
Hmm.
it's not for that.
It's
And
for
I know it has a
something,
purpose too. I don't know. It's a
right?
thing.
Oh, maybe the boats do the thing where they like slide in between because they have like little
No,
fins.
no, I think it has to do with like construction, flooding. It's like has a
Oh,
purpose. You know what I mean? Like you
oh,
go like
okay.
I've seen them up here.
Mm-hmm.
And like they're usually places that there aren't boats,
Right.
you know? There's not really I don't know, this is a weird river. So we're in a flashback of Nobu and Nana. And I assume Nana's having the flashback?
Is that what this
Hachi?
is?
Hachi.
Or
Hachi, I
is
mean.
this, or did Nobu like get up from his apartment and go to talk to
And
her?
go, oh, maybe. I don't know. I haven't read it in a few days. Okay, so I guess we'll
Hmm.
find out. And she's like, she sings so loudly. Yamada-san, unknown age, will yell at her again. And then there's like a word blurb on the left of Hachi, but like mine is empty.
Oh, she's laughing.
Okay, that's what I thought. I assumed,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? But I'm like, why is it
It's
empty? And so
insert your own Hachi
her brain.
thing,
According to her, it's empty. We
right?
know different.
Lies,
So
Hachi.
Nobu glances over and Hachi glances back, and now they're just, I think they sat down. Nope, they're still standing. Okay,
Yes,
they're still
yeah.
standing. And it's kind of awkward. I would say this is a kind of a weird, tense situation we got going on here. And Hachi has all of the little dots in her head.
Mm-hmm.
And it was says sorry about yesterday to have come over at an unexpected time. And I have said unclear things. And Hachi, what is that? Shakes her head no and says, it's okay, it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so Nobu continues, well, I'll take advantage of a moment where I came without warning again. I'll be honest with you. Man, he looks serious. And she looks like kind of worried.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And he says, I love you.
Mm.
And
Yay.
Nana is still in the bathtub singing Everything Fogs Up in My Heart. And then we have a scene change. This is
Yeah.
weird.
And this the back and forth between
Yeah, it's just
what's going
quicker
on.
than I remember. Okay.
So, it's Rira, and she's got like blank eyes, and she's just looking at Shin's hand. Looks kind of worried, and she's like, "I didn't mean it like that." And Shin like turns to go, and he's just like, "Then I've got no business being here." And I think she's trying to be playful. She's like, "Don't you want your lighter black back?" And she's like swinging it, and he's like, "You can just keep it."
So in mine, she says, but I didn't ask you to come for that.
Mm,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. She's
Because
lonely.
she just wants to spend time with him. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But then he just walks back to the elevator. He pushes the button,
And
and
he
she,
also says, if you want it, I'm giving it back. About his lighter.
huh?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
What's that about? My goodness.
Yeah. So now he goes to the elevator.
Yeah, and she walks up behind him, and she puts it around his neck, and she's like, "Sorry, here you go. It's yours. Don't be so stubborn."
She calls him my Shin-chan in this.
Oh, that's kind of
Sorry, my
cute.
Shin-chan, I'm giving it back. So don't be
Mm,
angry.
mm, that's nice. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. And the door dings, and it opens, and it goes slide, and she's got the think dot dot dots in her head, and he says, "I don't actually get money," and she has a tick like, "Huh?" He's like, "Sometimes I get fancy gifts, but you're the first one who gave me cash." This
He says it's
was
not true that I ask for 100,000 yen at night.
you made one joke, Shin, and she took you seriously.
No, and then no, in mine he says it's not true that I get that much. He's like, sometimes I get an even bigger pay.
Ooh.
But until now, no one has paid me 100,000 yen in cash like that.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
But sometimes he makes more.
that's that's
Just not in
understandable.
cash. Yeah.
Just not in cash.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, "This was first for you, right?" And she's all like, sweat drop, blushy face, lines all across the face. And he's like, "At first I fell for your bad girl act, but then I figured out that you're not a slut, so you don't have
What?
to pretend." Yeah.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
So, no. Mine says, at the beginning, I got into your bad girl game. But generally, I see when a woman is used to playing like that or not the minute we get into bed. No need to play the strong woman.
Hmm.
Way better.
Yeah, that's different. So different and better.
Way
So
better.
better.
Chin, you're not allowed to call girls sluts, women sluts. You're not. You know
Mm-mm.
better. Because guess who is? No, I'm kidding. But yeah, kind of. Am I?
I mean. And she's like Rira's like sweating. She's all the little sweat drops around her head. And he's like, "I feel bad about teasing you like that. Hee hee. So you can have another night with me. Call me when you want it." And he clicks the button and he says, "Good night, Rira. Sweet dreams." And her eyes are all wide. And then as the door closes, she's smiling.
Gentle. It's a gentle smile. Gentle
Mm-hmm.
smile.
But Shin's
He
like
he looks sad.
sad. Yeah. I don't quite know why though. Like this is another one of those that I'm like, what's going on in this boy's head?
Because he likes her.
Oh. Mm.
And he feels
And he's
bad for her and he knows that she's lonely, but like he has to keep it like quote unquote professional.
right.
You
He's
know what I mean?
yeah. It's actually this point it happens in the anime too. It's very kind of poignant because he leans against the door of the
Mm-hmm.
elevator and his lighter goes swing
Mm-hmm.
and he's yeah, and then that's kind of where the scene changes back to
Mm-hmm.
our other couple.
Yep. It says my in the thought boxes monologue narration. My heart is in my heart is in all of its states. What are those, Hachi? How many
What are
states? How
those?
many states are in your heart? And then are there provinces too?
Yes,
Uh,
there definitely are provinces in
we need a map
Hachi's
of
heart.
Hachi's heart.
Map of Hachi's heart. Someone
Oh
make
my
that a
goodness. Oh
song.
my goodness.
That would be so cool.
That'd be so fun. What would the mountains be?
I don't know.
Who would live in the mountains? Oh man.
I
That could
don't
be
know.
like in the mountains could be backstage.
Yes.
Yeah, because
Yes.
that's where Isabella's mansion is.
Right, right.
Is it? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh man. No, somebody needs to make a map of Hachi's heart.
Do it, somebody.
Right. And she's thinking, or we're narrating, right? This is the future present.
hmm
Yeah. Uh, I have the impression of doing a horrible mistake. And then we have Nobu, and he says,
hmm
"I know that it's not welcome to tell you all of this now, since I know that you and Takumi." And Haji's is looking down, and it's like behind her is just a ton of question marks.
hmm
Mm-hmm. And Nobu looks over, and he's like, "You're in love with him, right?" And Hachi's still looking down. And then we're like in the narration zone. In the end, I would have preferred it if nobody had known. Do I really love Takumi? And she like sets her head down like shamefully.
hmm
Maybe I just want to justify the fact that I slept with Takumi. And we see Nana singing in the bathtub and putting her head like into her knees. You think she's sad right there too?
Yeah, it's like it's lonely. I don't know if the shot's lonely.
Yeah, it is lonely. Yeah. She's like, I don't understand anything anymore. That's a thought box.
hmm
Um,
Which is perfect for that moment where
yeah,
Nana's putting her head into
yeah.
kind of her knees. It's like I think they're probably thinking that thought at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Probably. Yeah. So Nobu goes on and he's like, I'm sorry. It must have been because of all this that you didn't come to the studio today, right? And Hachi's like, oh, of course not. Sorry. I had to work today. And so she's freaking out.
Yeah.
Freaking out. And Nobu is smiling at her
Yeah,
because
it's like, ah.
she's being Hachi. And he's like, I don't get worked up because of it. Because I don't get worked up because of that. So I didn't get worked up because of that. So you can come to see us as usual whenever. You don't come, the entire band misses you. Well, especially me. And then a nervous like little chuckle. And Hachi's blushing and looks at him and looks down again. She's like, all right, thanks. And Nobu, now he looks forlorn. Ugh. Gosh.
Yeah.
These people are so sad. And he like squats down. And he's like, phew, I'm relieved. And Hachi just like looks down at him and he looks sad still. And he's like, to me, it's satisfying enough. Oh my god. Excuse me. Hachi's eyes are sad. Nobu's eyes are sad. Narration bubble box says, what to do? I'm happy.
Yeah.
I want you to be mine only. It pleases me 1,000 times more than Takumi's words, which I'm not sure if they're true or not. And then it pans to the box of cigarettes, and she's sitting on her bed, and she picks them up, and she's like, well, goodwill it do. What good will it do? Why did that sound so weird in my head? Oh, I was thinking of Goodwill Hunting.
Okay, I'm over here like Goodwill, as in the place we drop off old clothes.
I know, like, well, no, and I'm like Goodwill towards men. It like became like Goodwill Hunting and Goodwill towards men in my head,
Oh no.
which are neither of those things.
No,
So,
it's not.
and so she's thinking to herself, what good will it do to keep an empty cigarette box?
Hmm.
Uh-huh. If it
Have you ever
because
done anything like that?
yes, we all did. We all have a box.
Cool, cool. I can't be alone here. I'm like, "Oh, I've done
We
this."
all have a box, okay? I mean, this is
Yeah.
even like monumental in like movies and stuff, like when the girl burns the box, the memory box. Some
Mm-hmm.
people keep their box their whole life and just add to it.
Fair.
Like, it just depends on the person, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Yeah.
but not a cigarette box. Usually the box goes in a box of
Use a
other
box and
things,
bug. Yeah, yeah.
you know?
Yep.
The nostalgia memory box.
It is. Sometimes it's good, but I remember throwing out some of my other ones because I'm like, these hurt. I don't want to
It
look at
is.
them
You
anymore.
get rid of them when you're ready to let go.
Yeah, yeah. I
Uh-huh.
was. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Right. So she's letting go. It's
Attempting.
symbolic.
Yeah.
It's symbolic. It's well, yeah, attempting. You know what I mean.
Yeah, because she's
She's
hovering there.
yeah, I know, right? What good will it do if I keep it in a cigarette box? No good. No good. Um,
No
if
good.
it hadn't happened that way with Takumi, I would probably have fallen for Nobu. I would have liked to become his girlfriend so much. Yeah, but he's got guiles.
Yeah.
And so then she's like holding it over the trash. She's starting to cry. Drink some
Yeah.
water. I mean, it's not a frantic cry, but it's still a cry.
It's a cry. Yeah.
And so it says, but if Takumi ever comes to see me again, I'll end up sleeping with him. I probably won't be able to hold back. Exactly what do I do? If I keep letting myself get carried away by events, I'll never obtain anything. And now she's in like
Mm.
a ball on her bed. How is her bed so big?
Right? I was like, oh, it's so big. I actually like that better what she said in yours about you like, that she's just like, well, I'll just sleep with him. Because in mine, she's like, I can't say no. And I'm like, ooh,
Ooh.
that's not true. I just like when I read that, I'm like, that's not true. You can completely say no. That is something you can say, Hachi.
Right, you can. Yeah, but I mean, we also know what happened.
Mm-hmm.
And so now Nana is leaving apartment 707, locking the door.
Mm-hmm.
She's got all of her stuff with her,
Yeah.
right? Is that suitcases next to the door?
It looks like it. It looks like a rolly. No,
Yeah, a
is it?
rolly suitcase, but she's not walking away with the rolly suitcase, just a weekender bag, so I don't know. She's locking
Okay.
the door and it says the next day when I woke up, Nana was already gone. She'd left me a note on the table. Dear Hachiko, don't forget to close the door. You also have to stop opening the door without knowing who's there. Nana. Oh my gosh.
Just don't die.
Just don't touch the door.
Don't touch the door.
It says, I have no reasons to be sad. I can just go to the studio every time I want to see her. 2 sad weeks. And she's drinking out of a coffee mug.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of those 2 weeks, you're coming back to me, huh? Tell me, Nana. Even now, there isn't a day that I don't pray to see you sitting at this table again. I also happen to call you with my heart many times as I'll have to.
Nah.
This note.
I know. I know.
Don't forget to close the door. Also,
To lock the door and don't
you have to
open
stop
it.
opening the door without knowing who's there. There could be danger
There could be
through the door. By
Uh,
the way.
it's a very not a note. Like, I
It's
love
yeah.
you, don't die.
I love you because you don't close the door. So please do that. I don't want to lose you from you not closing the door.
Right? Don't be careless about the door, my goodness.
Oh man.
But that's the end of the chapter.
That's the end of the chapter. I
So
know, I know. And I'd like to
yeah,
say, what's she gonna do? But we know.
yeah, we know. Thoughts, feelings, snide remarks?
We're still not in Team Takumi.
No.
We're not, because he references her as a literal dog. Again.
Mhm.
Well, not again. It was still the same time. It's just still lingering. And it's like, bro,
Mhm.
dude, like, do better.
Yeah.
I'm proud of Nobu.
Yeah.
I mean, he dug his feet.
Yeah,
If he was trying to swim somewhere, he would have drowned.
that's facts. You're very, very bad at this.
I mean, really though, like, it's just, and then like, I think that the Shin thing is really that he's just trying to keep it business related and not like get the feels,
Yeah.
and but he also gets the feels. Otherwise, he wouldn't have said that to Rira about the money
Yeah.
and not charging, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
But like, it's also just a matter of he had to set that boundary with her,
Yeah.
right? I mean, that's really what that was. I was setting a professional boundary.
Yeah. See, he's good at boundaries, guys.
Yeah, the youngest fucking kid in the band in the whole story is the one that's teaching everybody else about boundaries.
True. Although I think he also has boundaries.
Yasu doesn't teach about them though.
No, no, he just does them.
Shin literally teaches Nobu how to live.
Yep.
But I mean, like, it makes sense though, because like Nobu comes from a very privileged upbringing and Shin doesn't.
Yep.
Like, Shin had to raise himself, right? And so that's very much like those differences in that privilege.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna teach you how to live, boy. Okay.
I mean, I don't think he's I don't think he's like. I don't think it's like that. I think it's like, you don't know what you're doing. Here's the advice.
Yeah.
Like, why don't
Ye-
you know this?
Yeah. It's,
But
what
he's like,
exactly?
but
Why
he's like
don't
really
you know
like Shin is
this?
like really compassionate about it though.
Yeah, he's very sweet about it. But also just like, yeah, why don't you know? Aren't you older than me?
But that's the thing. It has to do with like that trauma
Yep.
of having to grow up too soon. And
Yeah.
Nobu didn't have to.
Mm-mm.
Nobu had like a secure family life.
Yeah. Which is
Nobu was allowed to be a kid, and Shin is not.
nope. He's an actual kid right now, and
That's
nope.
what. That's why I said is not.
Yeah, he's not. No,
Not was not, but is not.
is not. He's just like, oh, this is normal. Sure
Right. About that.
about that.
Yeah, for sure.
You just want to take care of Shin.
But
Like,
yeah, and like Hachi, I mean, I'm proud of you for like stating, if I keep letting myself be carried away by events, I'll never obtain anything.
mm,
But like, honey, what
yeah.
happened to the pagoda?
Aren't you still on about that pagoda?
What about your patio garden,
Right? You're,
balcony thing?
yeah.
What are we desiring these days? It's been a while since we've talked about that. But I mean, nothing is in your head, so you're not dreaming up like you used to with Shoji.
Mm,
Like, that was one good
no.
thing about the Shoji days, is she did daydream a lot more.
True.
I kind of miss that. Now we're living out the manifestation.
Yeah. It's
Oh
yeah.
no.
And I mean Takumi's a little bit of a like mm,
I don't know. Takumi can give her all of those material things though that was wanting.
yeah, no he
So
can for sure. And
Like,
he is a force to be reckoned with. I don't know. I've been in
Takumi the
Hachi's
War Poodle.
position. He's a war poodle. No, I've been there. I've been there. I mean, we've talked about our
Yeah,
Takumis. Like I've been there where you're just like, honestly, when she, was talking about like when he comes over, I'll just sleep with him again. I'm like, oh, I've been here. You probably just shouldn't be, but you're doing it anyway.
right.
And there's
Yeah, and I mean, like, I like the words better in mine where she's like, I can't help myself.
yeah, because that makes more sense for actually
Yeah,
what's going on and how you actually sensationally feel about it. But the whole
yeah,
like, I can't say
exactly.
no. I'm like, ugh, don't say that.
Right, don't say that part. But like also like she did really just want all this material things, and so the Demon Lord presented her with an option.
True.
She didn't have to like, I don't know. Well, we can't talk about that part yet. And
Yeah.
My view on Takumi though does change later, right?
Yeah.
Because like as a character, he matures. He develops. He has a huge like character growth arc,
Yeah.
right?
He
And
does.
I think that that's important to remember.
Mm-hmm.
But right now we hate him.
Yeah, he's ugh. I mean, I say that even though I'm like,
Oh
oh,
no, he's a dreamboat and he's an asshole and like we love those things.
you
Okay?
shouldn't like those things.
But we do. We
We
can't help
do.
it. It's patriarchy, okay? He's a war poodle. He goes off and
It's so fluffy.
I mean,
Let me pet you. Oh no, now you've done a bite and it hurts.
right? I mean, but yeah, do you have any hot takes?
Um, I'm sad that Nana's leaving the apartment.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like that kind of also ruins everything.
Yeah, yeah, I'm like, okay, she's leaving, and I'm sad that Shin is sad.
I mean, I don't think he's sad as much as like he's also what, 15 still or is he 16 now?
I don't think he's had his birthday quite yet.
He's a
I don't.
Scorpio.
He's a Scorpio.
We're not in October yet.
Or not an October. Mm-mm. But oh yeah, he's totally a Scorpio. That tracks. um. Yeah, no, I mean not like sad, but I'm just like, oh, there's just so many feelings, and I feel bad for Rira too because she's so lonely and.
Yeah, I mean, her existence is lonely.
Mm-hmm.
She's the
And
most recognized star.
yeah, and I like Rira. A lot of people
I
don't.
really like Rira too. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, there's that thing that happens.
Yeah. Well, I have feelings about that thing that happens. They're very complicated in the weeds feelings that no one probably will understand but me, but I will tell you anyway when we get there.
I'm
I'm gonna be like, this is why I'm not mad. I understand why other people are, but you know what?
not mad about that thing. I'm just like, hold up a second.
Again, I got feelings.
The timing, the timing, the timing.
But
Now I'm distracted.
no, that's fine. For this part, that is actually the end of the chapter. So, you guys can find us on all the things. We are on Instagram at apartment707 underscore, and it has a link tree to all the rest of our stuff. Um, this podcast is uploaded. What is it? Every Monday and or Tuesday, whenever Kirsten is feeling the jive to do that thing. We have a Tumblr. And you can also email us at nanapodcast@gmail.com, if I said that right.
Nana Manga Podcast.
There we go. Screw that up. nanamangapodcast@gmail.com. There we go. Yep. Yeah, thanks, you
Thanks
guys.
for
Thanks.
being here.
Thanks
Don't
for
be
being
a
here.
war poodle like Takumi.
Nope.
And
Mhm.
drink your water.
Drink your water. Follow us on all the social things. And
Goodbye forever.
goodbye forever. Yeah, I'm like, I got feelings about the thing. Oh, again, oh no, we can't talk about it, but I can edit this part out, so it's fine. But when the thing happens where where Hachi makes tiny people, um, I wonder if we can like, I wonder if we can like,
If
because
we're
we have a
speaking in code, you don't have to edit it out because this would be entertaining.
Oh, okay. Okay. Um, I don't know how else to like do the thing, but like when there's like no, I have to because that's like such a dead giveaway.
Oh, the tiny people. It's fine because
Yeah,
she's made lots of tiny people in her
that is
head.
that is true. She has made
Go
so many
go on.
tiny people. Okay, so like we have to have like we've got a timeline.
Hmm.
So we need to know when like the blossoming of the thing that happens because I want to know because there was this whole speculation in the fandom like does it belong to Takumi or does it belong to Nobu? And people are
They really don't pay attention, do they?
no, they don't, but I would like to, solidify it.
Nobu even clearly states that he always uses protection.
Yeah. I mean,
I mean, like it's that
yep. It's
that
this is
that's the
yeah.
answer.
Yep. I mean, I
That's
thought
actually the answer because he even says like, you know, he has respect for Nana,
which
and
is
that's
very
why.
which is lovely. It's
Yeah,
very very good.
I know. That's why I'm Team Nobu.
Like that's good of it. But yeah, apparently it's a point of
There's also like a scene in it that is like I'm just like, oh, Nobu's so good.
yeah. I mean, I'm just saying if we wanted to like be like, okay, here's the timeline. It happens here and then here. Yeah, it's actually this because
Oh no, it
apparently
is Takumi even in the timeline.
okay, because some people are confused.
Well, you
And
want to know what? Some of those people didn't even know that Gokenjo came before Paradise Kiss. So, or that Gokenjo isn't new. So you want to know what? Their theories mean nothing to me. I'm just saying. They thought
I
that it was
just
new. They thought that it was new.
yeah, I mean, it's weird. That's weird to me too because the you can kind of tell the art styles are like not a lot different, but kind of.
I mean, the cover, but like you're just seeing the cover art. They're just seeing the cover art of the book coming out.
Mm-hmm.
They never heard of it before, so they thought Yuzawa was back.
Yeah. No.
So their theories mean nothing to me.
That's fine. I just like proving people wrong.
I mean, the thing is, though, is it's logically not even an argument that should be had.
Yeah. It's interesting to read though, I'll tell you what.
Because, like, if you think about it, okay, so there's like the 2 week sequence, right? And like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, so like they were together like after the concert.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me pull up my timeline.
Yes.
Let's see here. Nanopod open. Oh, over here. I'm not the one. Okay. Okay, so the Trap Nest concert is on July 5th.
Yes.
Okay? Okay. That, let's see. And a party tour. Nobu getting a fight over Nana. So that means they do it. I gotta put they do it.
Right.
E and H do it. Okay.
Do it, do it.
Yeah. Okay. And then so Nana or Hachi discovers that she's pregnant on August 29th. Okay. I don't have in here notes when the other thing happens yet.
Yeah, because they like because they sleep together quite a bit in the coming chapters. At least I think so.
Yeah, my August is actually pretty okay. We're just gonna have to fill this out and we'll have to continue. And you can leave this in. Because guess what? I'll just put in the notes on the episode. Spoilers at
Okay.
the end. Spoilers at the end.
Oh, okay. Just be like this a spoiler. Don't listen anymore.
You don't want spoilers, which aren't really spoilers because we're code wording it, and everybody's already read this anyway.
I am running off the assumption that there might be like wayward people in the desert that stumble upon
No.
and they're like, "What is this?" And
What is
then,
this over here?
I mean, that's how I found like most of the musical bands that I now listen to. So I am a desert traveler.
I go down rabbit holes. That's how I find stuff.
I mean, yeah, those my rabbit holes. That's me lost to the desert, going, where's the drink of water? And then I find it, I find the whole thing, and then I'm like, oh, this is it. And yeah, so It's just
Yeah,
like,
so okay, she discovers on the 29th. But there's also like this weird space that like we don't know if she like notices if she's late,
mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Because doesn't she start to notice because she's got morning sickness?
Yeah. Which
So, I mean, like, well, I didn't have morning sickness ever.
I did. It was awful.
I had a
Awful.
really pretty easy pregnancy actually, until we almost
You
died.
until you almost died. Wow. You sound good up until that point.
Yep.
Why did you almost die?
Oh, Finn was stuck.
Oh.
He was almost 10 pounds.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was 2 weeks late because he's a Taurus.
I'm gonna eat more of these nutrients, Mom. I'm not coming anymore.
I'm cozy. It's warm in here.
It's warm in
You
here.
read to me. This is great.
Is it right? Why would I ever want to come
Why would I
outside?
want to leave? Why would I want to leave? I'll leave when I'm ready.
Right? And you're like, get out.
Yeah. Yeah, seriously. It's about 6 weeks. Um, yeah. It usually starts at about 6 weeks.
Yeah.
So go back
Uh-huh.
to my timeline.
That's when I
Let's
got
see.
morning sickness, 6 weeks.
Yeah, that's, I would say that's, I mean, we're at like 7 weeks. It says 6 to 9 weeks on average.
Okay. So does that mean, is she already pregnant?
I mean, yeah.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Dang.
Yeah.
You have sex like one time.
Because let's see, if what was the time on um, where, okay, so we want the phone scrolling.
Is it the phone from this one where she's like, I'm looking at the things?
I mean, I found the first message from Rira. Okay, the 7th, the 10 7 over here. July 10th. Okay. So it was only a day later. So the 10th, so the 9th is when Shin and Rira slept together.
Mm-hmm.
And then Shin goes to see Rira. And then this is when Nobu confesses to Hachi. So, I mean, yeah.
Okay. Well then in
If
that
they,
case,
yeah.
it wouldn't matter anyway because things happen with no. You can't get a woman pregnant if she's already pregnant. So.
Oh, depend. Okay. She may have already been pregnant, yes, but they don't do it on the 10th, right? And I assume within that 5 days, she doesn't have any lingering little spermies in her vagina. But biologically speaking, the reason that a penis is shaped the way that it is so that it can catch the other little spermies out of the vagina from other men.
Really?
Yep. You're welcome.
Well, thank you for that. And my brain is over here going. It's like seeking and destroying other men's sperm.
Mm-hmm. It pulls them out.
I feel like
The little part.
the little boy.
It scoops them like a little shovel. Uh-huh.
You're
No, I
welcome.
mean, but yeah.
Well,
And also, like the way that the child is drawn.
I know. I know.
Obvious. How is this even an argument?
I know.
You think that she's like dyeing the baby's hair? No. No.
There's so many I think they're hilarious, slightly frustrating theories about the little people because I'm like, I don't what it just kind of proves to me that like a lot of us just don't know how reproduction works. And I'm like,
Right? Now, the
mm,
second one,
mm,
I could get on board with an argument about the second
yeah,
because of how the ending relationship appears.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know. I've that's another one that I'm like, I think I have. I don't know. Things. There's so many things.
Yeah, because like there's that whole end scene though that's like when they're older and they go back to the
Hmm.
apartment. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
like the way that Hachi and Nobu interact, it's like, oh, you guys are together, but also not together because she's married. But like, it's a thing, isn't it?
See, there's like this. See, I'm wondering about your translation way later when
Mm-hmm.
Hachi's on the phone with Ren and they're talking about the baby and she's like, blah, 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 Sachiko. A- And he's like, how about not Sachiko,
How
essentially?
about not?
How about not that? And then she's talking to Nana in her head, like later in the think boxes, and she's like, I really want, she's like, Nana, I really want you to hear this really beautiful name that Ren gave me, which was another flower.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay. But then there's two kids. And so my brain got to thinking, and I'm like, well, what if, okay, so if,
No.
I'm like, Kirsten, follow me for a second. Come. Come this way. You must come this way first.
No.
Come this way. It's just a little off the path.
It's okay. The house is just made of candy. It's
It's
fine.
exactly. They're only wildflowers. We don't have to worry about grandma. Come this way. So my brain said to me, okay. I was like, okay. So what if the boy is actually the first kid? And she didn't end up giving the other flower name until she had the second baby with Takumi. That's where my brain
No.
went. That's where my brain went. These were my thoughts.
What?
It's the it's
How
the uh, it's the only explanation I had.
is he a changeling?
Yes.
Yes.
No, 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 no. I mean, that's what. So my head said to myself, I'm like, okay, so things happen with grown up Ren, and because of what happens with that, in honor of grown up Ren, they name the boy because we didn't. I mean, I guess we speculate about the gender. I don't know. Gender's always, I don't know if we. Hachi said she knew, but then I'm like, but but did we ever have confirmation? Um, and
Satsuki is a 6-year-old child, and Ren is her brother. Since she refers to him as Oni-chan, meaning older brother in Japanese, which can also be used for older twin brother.
oh,
Okay.
okay.
So, but it says in future sequences, Nanake is already a mother to a daughter named Satsuki Ichinos and son named Ren Ichinos.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the twin would be interesting.
But this is also from the fandom, and the fandom has been inaccurate.
True. I mean, I don't know. This was my personal headcanon. I never saw anyone else talking about it. It's all I could come up with. I'm like, okay, so things happen with adult Ren, and in honor of
Yeah,
what
does she have
happens
the
with that,
son first?
that's what I thought. I thought it was
I'm
Sun
thinking that.
first.
Oh, if Sun was first, then yeah, that's a possibility that it's Nobu.
Mm,
I don't know why
makes
I always thought that the daughter had it first. I think it's just because she was so obsessed with Sachiko.
Yeah, I mean, like, well, and that's a weird thing though, is that like the boy, at least to me, he's got Takumi's eyes, but maybe that's just my perception. Like, I look
Yeah,
at
he
his
does.
eyes, and I'm like, those
Well,
look
and
like
Nana has brown
Takumi's eyes.
hair.
Yeah, yeah, and Nobu doesn't. So
Well, Nobu dyes his hair. We don't know what color Nobu's hair is.
true.
Nobu bleaches his hair. You know? So,
Mm-hmm.
like, that could just kind of. But, like, also, why is the little girl on the cover of volume. She's on the cover of DVDs, but, like, the son isn't? And, like.
It's a diversion. It's a
I need to.
diversion.
I gotta go read, like, what chapters in the 70s, I think, right?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's, I mean, that was always my perception. This thing happens, this is in honor of adult Ren, and then later she has a child with Takumi, another kid with Takumi, and ends up giving the, is it Satsuki? Is that the
Yeah,
name? Yeah,
Satsuki.
Satsuki to her later when she has the daughter.
Who is Hachi's first child? Ren, as far as we know.
Yeah, yeah,
Satsuki does not play the guitar, so I think it's very likely that Ren is Hachi's firstborn. Wait, what? That's how. No.
yeah, dude, yeah.
What does that have to do with the guitar?
I don't know. He's a prodigy.
Okay. Okay, Tumblr. Bring it to me, Tumblr. Come on, Tumblr girlies. Here we go. Okay. As far as we know, Satsuki does not play the guitar, so I think it is very likely that Ren is Hachi's firstborn. There is also a hint of Rira saying that she shouldn't love Ren as she does. There is no reason for her to say this of her own child. Or if she did, I mean, wow, what a bad mom. But I think it unlikely. Nor of any child that might be biologically Ren and Nana's. And I haven't seen any other theories for any of the children's maternity other than Hachi, Nana, and Rira. While I come up with some half-assed, really out there theories that maybe May gets pregnant and doesn't want a child and has the Ichinos raise the child in her stead. But I really don't think that it's likely at this stage of the series for something so huge to suddenly crop up. I think we must. What if the second child is actually Nana and Ren? Does that work?
Oh, Nana. Oh, I mean,
But
I
the
don't
way that the
know.
boy is drawn when his hair isn't colored in, he looks like Takumi.
Yeah, exactly. He's got that.
Uh-huh.
He's just got that like,
Yeah,
oh, you're like,
right, but like when you see him in color with his hair and everything, and like the way his hair is, that does resemble Nobu, but Nobu also resembles a child.
yeah, yeah. People, I guess that's why people are like, oh, well, this is her and Nobu's kid. And it's like, no, he said a thing about
He's
protection, but
got a
I'm like,
little boy haircut.
yeah, and I'm like, oh, and look at his eyes. His eyes
Uh,
are Takumi
yeah,
eyes.
exactly. He's got Takumi's eyes.
Yeah, but Satsuki
Um,
has Nana eyes. She's got the big, wide, like, you know,
yeah,
or Hachi eyes. She got Hachi
yeah.
eyes.
Well, yes, yeah. Let's see. I skip ahead a little bit. So this is a panel of, is that Rira? It's truly unimaginable when I hold the hands of the boy who shares the same name as Ren, I will naturally become gentle. Such small but talented hands of a guitarist. I should have hated him.
What's that
That's
last
what
part?
Rira says. Yeah. And it says, let's see. Of course, when it comes to the child that Hachi is pregnant with, there is a question of paternity. Takumi or Nobu? After all, we know the maternity, but it's a contrast source of anxiety for Nobu. Is this kid biologically his? It terrifies him. So, who do I think is Ren's biological father? I think it's Nobu. For one, there is the parallel of their pair being asked after, and the response for both. Shin says he's been playing the guitar nonstop. Keeps me up, and I can hardly get any sleep. He plays the guitar all the time. He plays guitar every day. It is a classic, like father, like son moment foreshadowing. And yes, it's been mentioned many a time before that Ren's hair color is more like Hachi
and Nobu's light chestnut hair color. Additionally, at one point, Hachi hopes that the child will look like Takumi and have Nobu's personality. If we are assuming that Ren looks like Hachi and Nobu's child, I mean, it is a manga, we can't really tell. And considering Ren is said to be like Takumi, it is exactly the opposite of what Hachi was hoping. And again, it's Hachi. The opposite of her hopes always comes true.
Hmm.
I mean, okay, so there's this other part though, because if she
Mm.
had all the spermies of both of them, that baby can biologically be both.
Is that like a thing?
Yeah.
God, bodies are weird.
Bodies are weird.
So weird. Like, my goodness.
Yeah, because you actually keep all of the DNA in your body.
Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy talk.
Yep.
My goodness.
So, and then there's
Mm.
a panel and it says, "Why is this kid so nasty? Do you think he looks so cute?" And then the other guy says, "He's Takumi's child after all. He has
Uh-huh.
fierce eyes."
He has fierce eyes because he's Takumi's kid. Sorry, other poster. I'm sorry.
I know.
I do.
There's also another theory that's listed here. Takumi cannot have children. Let's
I
look at the fact Takumi isn't stupid. He consistently talks about how he doesn't want Trapnest to be involved in drama and then has sex with how many women without using a condom? That doesn't make sense unless he knows he won't be impregnating anyone. Of course, even if pregnancy isn't an issue, condoms should be used for safe sex for STDs, and not everyone knows that. Whether it's a biological reason or something that Takumi had surgery for to make sure that he never had children of his own and end up like his father, I don't know. But what I do think is that when Hachi ended up pregnant, Takumi saw an opportunity. I don't want to get into my personal feelings about Takumi, but I do think Takumi does like Hachi in his way. He feels like he can relax around her, at the very least. He is also, around the time of finding out Hachi is pregnant, very worried about Rira and her crush on him marrying Hachi for him might force Rira to finally give up and move on eventually. Have you read all of it? How do you have these
yeah.
theories?
Yeah, I'm over here like, but
Excuse me.
uh,
Excuse
uh,
me.
yeah, excuse me, especially because
Hachi needs to open the door over here.
yeah, cuz he got a girl pregnant in high school.
Well, and
Like, what do you mean he
I
doesn't?
mean, uh, the Rira thing.
Yeah, the Rira thing.
It is also an opportunity that he might not otherwise have had, having a girl fully believe that the child might be his. A girl that he actually feels some affection and understanding for. Not to mention that Takumi is pretty or is petty as fuck. I'm like, yeah, he is pretty as fuck. And
Right,
would
yes.
and would totally be the type to want to get over on Nobu and raise his child. And even while Nobu
Mm.
worries over the child's paternity, Takumi doesn't. While he might not care, it could easily be because Takumi knows the child could not be biologically his, and he has already made his peace with it. Obviously, this is a conjecture based upon the textual evidence. Additionally, Takumi's girlfriend gets pregnant in his bonus story. So this would either mean the girl is lying or Takumi had a procedure done afterwards. Takumi not being able to have children is not something textually mentioned or even really alluded to and is only a theory. All that said, I think no matter which kid is Hachi's firstborn or the child's paternity, the fact remains the child was raised as or raised with Takumi as their father. And yet I fully believe that Nobu 100% loves this kid no matter the biological father and considers this kid as much his own as Takumi does. Of course, with the belief that Takumi cannot have kids, this kind of means that unless Hachi has sex with someone else after having Ren, or a donor, but highly unlikely, Satsuki would not be Hachi's biological child. It would also mean that Rira would not get pregnant by Takumi. So yeah, I guess I am camp. Nana is Satsuki's mother.
Mm.
See, that was part of my theory, is that Satsuki was Nana's baby.
See, that thought never crossed my mind. I also, like, I was listening to that, like, no offense to the poster or anything, but like, I don't really. Okay.
I don't see the train here.
No, I don't see the train either, but I also don't like the implication of the girl in his backstory lying about her pregnancy. I'm like,
Oh,
mm, I mean, I'm not
Yeah.
saying that women can't do that, but just the way she was drawn, the way she was acting, and how her friends like
Yeah.
look at Takumi after the frickin' abortion. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, no, dude. I'm sorry, no. Mm-mm. So, no.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
but see, like, I could see Satsuki as being Nana and Ren's.
Yeah, that never crossed my mind ever. I was just like, there's only two kids, and there's only
But
one waiting here.
I also like sometimes think that Satsuki was the firstborn. So like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we're all kind of like shooting in the dark. We're just
Yeah,
guessing.
because I mean, I think Yazawa should at least tell us, um, the basics. Who's the child?
Whomst is the thing? I don't know. Maybe this has been like her 10-year, like, she's reading all the things going, they'll never know.
I mean, I think it might be kind of fun to have so many people riled up about like, you know,
Paternal uncertainty.
yeah.
She's like, dance, puppets, dance.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean,
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Um,
Like, it's just, I don't even know. This hurt my head, and there's still more.
yeah, I know. I'm just like you were reading it. I'm like, I don't know how I don't pudding. Brain is pudding. He's
Yeah,
his
there's
first
still more
wild.
with manga reference too.
Oh no. Don't go
Like
down the rabbit hole. You'll
like
lose
about how
yourself.
Nana talks about like remember when she talked about maternal instinct
Yeah.
and then there was the whole conversation about her being on the pill
Mm-hmm.
and then um there's the part where is it a few chapters after? So after they move in together, they talk about it again.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the part where Ren talks about wanting to name his child after a flower.
Right. Right.
And Nana
Mm-hmm.
didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. And of course his name also is Flower. Because
Yeah.
that whole argument about it's a Ren flower.
Yeah. But like it could also be that just both of the children are named after what Ren wanted because the whole Nana thing happens and the whole Ren thing happens. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
like Hachi could have just honored that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe we'll get a different perspective when we get there.
Maybe. Yeah. Oh, that was some crazy theories. But then again, I don't know what I'm saying. I've read crazy theories before, and then but at least my head doesn't have to hurt alone. We were in it together.
Sure. Yeah. It was a lot though.
It was a lot.
Like it was a roller
Yeah.
coaster. I think that whole idea. I don't know. I just always kind of assumed that it was all Takumi all the time.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
because like I don't know, the timeline just it like just logically seems like yeah, okay.
Yeah. I mean,
And
that's the
like
hmm
Nobu is very clear that he has protected sex.
Yeah. I forgot about that too until you mentioned it. I was like, oh, that's right. He does say that.
He's very clear about it.
But hey, yeah.
It happens, but like logically speaking,
Logically speaking, I think people are just trying to will one child for Nobu. Like if we just
yeah, I think
will it.
they're just so hard Camp Nobu that it's like, no, we need this.
Yeah.
And like Yeah.
but it's
But
probably not
he
the
has
reality
Takumi's
kids.
eyes, and like, why would she draw him with Takumi's eyes and not Nobu's eyes?
Mm-hmm. Those Takumi's eyes.
They don't have the same eyes,
Nope. Mm-mm.
you
Y-
know?
Yeah.
Now, the
The
younger child, we could debate about.
yeah. Which is in well, I mean, for her, I've always seen Satsuki with like big Nana eyes.
Yeah, I know, but she could also be Nana's.
She could be Nana's. I mean, Nana would
I,
probably
I can
also have
I
big
can get on
Hachi
board with
eyes too.
that debate more than I can get on board with the, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think I could too, because she could have like big wide eyes too, because
Mm-hmm.
she's loved and stuff, so she can have like big old Hachi eyes, like oh,
Hachi eyes, Nana eyes, they have big eyes,
they do.
you know? So yeah, I don't know. I think that it's Takumi's.
Same, same,
Or
but
biologically a little bit of both.
right. Well, I don't know. What do we know? We've only been in the fandom for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. It's just like if you didn't see him in color, you know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like, if you didn't see him in color
Yeah. Yeah.
and you just like look at his little face, like, Nobu doesn't have slanty eyes. Well, I don't mean that in a bad way, but you know what I mean.
No,
Like,
no, I know, dude. He's got the,
not
like,
slanty, but like yeah.
yeah, Takumi's got like these really harsh, intense, just like pierce you through the
But they're like
soul
half
eyes.
closed. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nobu's eyes aren't like that.
No, he's got golden retriever eyes.
He's a puppy.
He's a puppy.
Yeah, his eyes are
And
bigger and more open and more almond shaped.
mm-hmm.
Nobu's eyes are more almond shaped.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Takumi eyes are meant for seduction. That's like the whole thing. They're just like, I look
Yep.
at you. I look into your
Yeah.
soul.
And Baby Red has those eyes.
He does. He has the future heartbreaker eyes, all that thing.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And like honestly, it's just like, yeah, Nobu plays the guitar. So does Takumi.
Yeah, I was thinking that
What
too.
kind of debate is that?
I'm sitting here thinking that too. I'm like, wait a second. They're like, it's the guitar. You know who also plays the guitar? Nobu. It's definitely Nobu's. And I'm like, yeah, Takumi plays the guitar
Yeah,
too.
Takumi plays a lot of instruments because he's a producer.
He's a pretty.
Like
Just
father, like son, what are you talking about? Then it could be anybody's in any of the bands. It's
it
Shin's baby. We decided.
right. It could. Yes. Mm-hmm.
That's how far fetched it sounds at that point.
Yep. That's
Like,
ironclad logic.
figured it out. Yep, we got this.
Oh my god.
But yeah, morning sickness is an average of 6 to 9 weeks before it shows up. So let's see. Well, and then yeah, and that's the second time they do it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
That's why I'm like, I gotta keep track of this so
When
I
was the
know.
when was the first time they do it? Hold on.
After, let's see.
It was before the tour.
Yeah. It was the day
Let's see.
before the tour, after Mahjong night.
June 8th.
Yeah.
And then a month later on July 5th. And then she
Mhm.
finds out that she's pregnant at the end of August. So yeah.
Yeah.
And she finds out from morning sickness.
I mean, it's not the best way to find out, but it's a way.
It's a way. So I would say, yeah. That's pretty logical. Well, and we'll also be able to gauge that better once we find out what day they sleep together, like Nobu and Hachi.
And Hachi. Mm-hmm.
Because like she has to break up with Nobu first. See, that's the other part of it.
Yeah.
Or just not but Nobu, but she has to break up with Takumi first.
Yeah. Which.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a moment. That's a moment, kids.
And it doesn't matter what version you witness the moment through. It's pretty consistent from the
Yeah.
live action to the anime to the manga.
It's all just
It's all just okay.
yeah. Yeah, and then he never came back.
Oh man.
Good times.